Hello and good afternoon. If you are watching this video, this means that your summer is officially over and your fall 2017 school year has begun. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but welcome to Introductory Psychology. Hopefully you are in the right place. This is online 16-week Introductory Psychology for fall 2017. I am your host, your instructor, John Chansey. I am an adjunct instructor for OSU OKC. So again, hopefully you're in the right place. I wanted to begin by introducing myself first, and then I'll talk about the course, and then I'll talk about what to sort of expect for week one. I'm going to try to post these videos and send them out to you guys every week. Typically, I'll try to get them out on Sunday, but sometimes I may have to wait until Monday, maybe afternoon, to get them out to you, but expect it within that Sunday to Monday time frame. So, I'm your instructor, John Chansey, and a little bit about myself. Like you, I am actually a student as well. I am a full-time graduate student at the University of Oklahoma working on my PhD. I'm starting year 2 of my PhD in educational psychology, the branch of psychology that looks at and investigates theories and ideas about how humans learn. I particularly am interested in studying aspects of motivation, also mindfulness, meditation, as well, and its use in schools and in education. So that's kind of my sort of area of study is currently. So I'm in my second year of my doctoral program. This is my beginning my second year as an adjunct professor at OSU OKC. I've taught introductory psychology in class and online before. I've taught it in an 8-week setting over the summer. I've also taught lifespan development. Some of you may end up taking lifespan development after this course. So that's sort of my background. Also, prior to that, I received my master's in secondary education from the University of Central Oklahoma in Edmond. And while I was working on my master's, I also taught 3 years of high school psychology, AP psychology for Putnam City North in the northwest Oklahoma City, close to Lake Hefner. So I have a pretty strong background in psychology. My bachelor's degree was also in psychology from the University of Oklahoma. My area of expertise is now education, but I feel like I have a pretty well-rounded background in psychology. So those are my credentials. A little bit about me. Personally, I love to travel. This summer I went to Denmark and Sweden. Second time I've been to Europe. I love traveling. I'm already thinking about where I want to go next. I'm kind of thinking maybe Belgium or Italy next. Somewhere in Europe. I'm just traveling calls to me personally. I'm also a big fan of the outdoors. Also, a couple times this summer I went to Colorado and did some hiking. One of my biggest accomplishments this summer was that I hiked to the top of Mount Princeton, one of the many 14,000-foot mountains in Colorado. I have a friend in Colorado Springs, and we hiked, him and his wife and I hiked Mount Princeton down in Buena Vista, Colorado, and oh my gosh, absolutely amazing. If you get a chance to get outdoors, do some hiking, especially in Colorado if you can manage it. It's such a beautiful state and some great things to do there outdoors wise. So I love sports. Yesterday I had my fantasy football draft with my friends. I've had the same group of friends. You know, we've been playing fantasy football now for 5 or 6 years now, college friends. So it's great to see everybody last night. Maybe some of you play fantasy football or keep up with that stuff. Also, huge Thunder fan, very excited about the Paul George signing, really hoping Westbrook re-signs that extension. So that's a little bit about me, my educational background, some personal interests, things like that. But I think you're probably tired of hearing about me and you probably want to hear about the course. So let's talk about one of the most important items of the course, and this is the syllabus. All of the stuff I'm about to talk about can be found on D2L. So I'm going to pop over here real quick. You can't see my screen, but I'm pulling up the syllabus. You can actually follow along if you'd like. Since this is an online class, appointments really are only by office hours, or by appointment only. Excuse me, I don't have an office, so if you'd like to talk, we can meet via Skype. That'd probably be the best bet. Just email me and stay in contact. My email address is john.b.chansey@oakstate.edu. That is the best place to contact me. It goes right to my cell phone, right to my desktop. So if you have questions, please feel free to email me. This is, of course, introductory psychology. This class starts tomorrow, the 21st, and goes all the way till the 17th of December. So hopefully you're aware of that. The text that you will need for this course is the Rathis Introductory Psychology text by Spencer Rathis. It's a new one for OSU OKC. We were using a different text this semester before, and we just recently adopted the Rathis text. So the course of this is an introductory course in psychology. It's really just a broad view. We're going to be talking about a lot of different topics, not spending a ton of time on each topic. So you're just going to get a nice broad overview of what psychology is, the study of behavior and mental processes. Okay, so syllabus, what you're probably most important, the thing you're most concerned with is grades, how you'll be graded. We will have 4 exams that'll all be posted on D2L. They're worth 100 points each. You'll be responsible for writing 3 short papers this semester. They're about 1 page in length. 2 response papers. We'll all post a video for you to watch and you'll respond to it. And also you'll be finding and locating a scientific article, a scholarly article, and reviewing that as part of a writing assignment. And then since this is an online class, we will be communicating via discussion boards almost on a weekly basis. Not every single week we'll be using discussion posts, but for 8 assignments this semester will come from the discussion posts, where I will put up a topic and you will have to respond to that post, but you'll also have to respond to 2 of your peers. So while I'm talking about the discussion, I want to also bring your attention to the expectations of your posting. So I'm going to put up a discussion post, 8 times throughout the semester. I'll let you know in advance. I'll put it up typically no later than Monday morning, and you'll have until Friday to make your original post and respond to 2 of your peers' posts. Now, what I really want to emphasize is your peer responses. I'm not looking for, oh, that's a cool post, thanks for sharing, I agree, and that's it. I'm looking for building up conversation. You should be able to ask questions, ask for clarification, ask for examples, evaluate the situation, or provide some comments or suggestions, some opinion and feedback. I want it to be an ongoing dialogue and discussion. So your responses, I'll be looking for that conversation, not just affirmation. And one thing I also would like to see is timeliness, and I'm going to be implementing grades for timeliness of when you post. So if you're someone who waits, if you wait until Friday night and post and respond to 2 peer posts, I will dock points for that. I want to see that you are engaging in the conversation actively. You're not just doing it the night before to get your points, but you're jumping in the conversation. So So I think it's 15% of your grade. 2 points out of 15 are tied to timeliness, meaning you will get the full 2 points if you post before Wednesday, and then you respond to at least 2 of your peers by Friday. So that means you're involved in the conversation. You're actively involved. But if you wait until Friday night and you post and you respond to 2 peers and that's it, then even if it's a great post, the most you can get, I think, is an 86 or something like that, an 85. So I really want you guys to be actively involved in the conversation. What I've noticed in previous semesters is that half the class will be involved in this really great discussion, and the other half of the class will start posting Friday night right before it's due, and it's almost like, well, you didn't even really participate in the conversation. So I'm trying to reward you guys for being actively involved early on. So I have a document that I posted on D2L called Guidelines for Discussion Posts, and this is my exact expectations for your post, for your initial post, your response to your peers, and your timeliness. You can check that out on D2L. If you have any questions, please see me. Another document that I want to, or email me, excuse me, don't see me, email me, communicate with me. Another thing I want to bring to your attention is our schedule. That is on D2L, and that is a week-by-week schedule that not only tells you what assignments, when discussion posts will be due, what you should be reading, and then when assignments are due, like when our exams are going to be taking place, when your writing assignments are due, etc., when we have breaks, all those good things. So that is on D2L. Please check that out. Please let me know if you have any questions. Email or post on our discussion board if you have any questions. So that is briefly just the syllabus. That is course schedule. Please make sure, even though I broadly discussed those items, please make sure you've read them. You are responsible for everything that is on the syllabus, and so am I. So, if you come to me at the end of the year and have a question and say, "Oh, I didn't read that in the syllabus," you are still responsible. So, please make sure you read it. It's only a few pages long, and some of it, you've probably read before in your syllabus, so you maybe already know some of the stuff. But please make sure you read it. Okay, so now we've gotten that out of the way. I've introduced myself, and we've talked about the syllabus and all that. I promise you most of these videos will not be this long. This is really a long video just because, hey, it's our first video. I have to cover a lot of ground in week 1. So hopefully I haven't lost you. Hopefully you haven't stopped this. If you're still continuing on, thank you for powering through. So what I'd like to do is talk about week 1, what the expectations of week 1. We're hitting the ground running. This week, hopefully, as soon as you get your textbook, The Wrath is Text, go ahead and read Chapter 1. Chapter 1 of The Wrath is Text. I've also posted a PowerPoint of The Wrath is Chapter 1 text. If you don't have your textbook yet, that'd be a good choice to go ahead and kind of peruse through the PowerPoint. But what I'd recommend is not using the PowerPoint as a substitute for reading the text. The PowerPoint is a very nice overview of the chapters in the text, but it does not provide all of the information and information that you will likely be tested on. So please make sure you're reading the text, and maybe you can use the PowerPoints as supplement, maybe taking notes, things like that. You can print them out if you like and take notes on them. But those are there for you to use. They're a resource for you to use. So make sure read Chapter 1, and we have our first discussion post this week. It is titled, What is Psychology? And basically I want you to look into your community. Look out into your community and find practicing psychologists in your community. Identify them. Tell me about them. It doesn't have to be a psychologist in the sense that somebody who is prescribing medications or diagnosing people or dealing with mental illness in any capacity. Hopefully after reading Chapter 1, you can see that there's a lot to psychology beyond just mental illness. So Chapter 1, your discussion post is identifying somebody in your community, in your neighborhood, in your city, in your school, somebody within your sphere who is a practicing psychologist. Tell us about their education, tell us about all that good stuff, what they do, what they don't do, because, that's important too. So Chapter 1, after you read Chapter 1, you should be able to define what psychology is and describe what psychologists do, generally speaking. You should be able to describe the origins of psychology and discuss how people have made significant contributions. This chapter really is sort of like a history of psychology. You're going to see a lot of names that pop up again later in the course, like Sigmund Freud, Carl Rogers, Abraham Maslow, etc. You're going to be seeing these names again and again and again, so it's important to familiarize yourself with them now. Again, after reading Chapter 4, you'll be able to look at the different perspectives from which psychologists today view behavior and mental processes. These different perspectives are kind of like wearing different glasses. Some psychologists wear rose-tinted glasses, some wear the big aviators, but they're all looking at phenomena or things that occur naturally. They're looking at them, but they have different ways of looking at them. So also, you should be able to explain, how do psychologists know what they know? How do they study behavior and mental processes? How do they use the scientific method and samples and population to gather data to understand the behavior and mental processes of other people? Then finally, you should be able to explain how psychologists engage in research, different types of research, observation, correlation. Correlation does not equal causation, number 1 rule. Experimentation. You should be able to know the ethical standards that psychologists adhere to, the APA, the guidelines that are used of human and non-human research, and then identify and discuss principles of critical thinking. Critical thinking is foundational to all sciences, especially psychology. You have to be critical thinkers. You have to be able to evaluate, think for yourself and evaluate things. So anyways, so read Chapter 1 and make sure that you respond to the discussion post in a timely manner. But your discussion post and 2 peer responses are due by Friday. If you would like to get full credit for that, full credit, make sure you're posting in a timely manner. If you have any questions about the syllabus, about course content, about anything we've discussed in video 1 and week 1, anything at all, please feel free to email me. Again, it's john.b.chancey@oakstate.edu. I try to respond as soon as possible. Give me at least 24 hours, but I typically respond a lot quicker than that. But I will get back to you as soon as I can. I know we have kind of a small group this semester, so I think we'll have some really good discussions, because I think we're going to get to know each other much better with a smaller group, which I like. I expect we'll get some more students in as the week begins in the next couple weeks, but I think we probably should expect we'll still have a smaller group than usual. So let's take advantage of that by having some really good in-depth conversations this semester about psychology. So hopefully you get a new appreciation for what psychology is. It's not just criminal minds, it's not just mental illnesses, but it's a very broad and interesting study of everything human, how we act, how we think, how we behave. So Anyways, let me know if you have any questions. If not, I hope you have a great week, and I'm looking forward to your discussion posts, your responses already. All right, have a great week. Take care.